with an all-Canadian matchup as the Edmonton Oilers visit the nation's capital for a date with the Senators. Fresh off an overtime thriller against the Canadiens, Edmonton looks to keep things rolling.
Anton Linder, overtime winner!
The puck drops now. Oilers, Senators on Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans, the United States and Newfoundland.
This beautiful Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada. Whether you're playing in a rink like that or outside in weather like that or on the streets or in the basement with mini sticks, however you're enjoying it, welcome to a full day of hockey action here all across Canada. So we know the first big game, Edmonton Oilers, Ottawa Senators, coming up on CBC and Sportsnet. Ron MacLean and company in Halifax. We've got people stationed all over this country. Here we are from the Sportsnet studios in Toronto. George Stroumboulopoulos, Nick Kypreos, Kelly Rudy is here as well. So before we get into what we can expect from the game tonight, to set the scene, including the fact that the Oilers haven't given up a power play goal in 3 games, we go to Ottawa and Gene Principe. What are they doing right, Gene?
Hey, George, glad to be along. Certainly proud and honored and privileged to be a part of Hockey Day in Canada, brought to you by Scotiabank, the first game of the day. And while the Edmonton Oilers doing a lot right since Todd Nelson has taken over as a head coach, he is 500 when he's been single-handedly running the Edmonton Oilers bench. As they continue this road trip, everybody needs to buy in, but it is very important for your stars and potential stars to do so, and that has been the case for Nail Yakupov and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. If the Oilers are continuing this hot streak, they'll have to do so against the backbone of what the Ottawa Senators are hoping might give them a late push into a playoff spot, and that has been their goaltending. And while the Oilers do have some really good young players, let's not forget that the Senators also have some good young talent as well here in the nation's capital, as they have the likes of Mike Hoffman and Mark Stone. And in fact, when these two teams played on November 13th, it was Hoffman that was the hero, the overtime hero, as he scored the game winner for the Sens. It is Valentine's Day, George. I hope you have a Valentine's. I say hello to my Valentine's back in Edmonton, but there should be no love lost between a team from the nation's capital and one from the Alberta capital.
Thank you, sir. Valentine one on my right, Valentine left.
Aren't you a lucky guy to spend it with us?
It's really with you. So last week on Hockey Night in Canada, you rated Ryan Nugent-Hopkins an A-plus value player, and Kelly was like, second or third line at best. I think he went home after the game. He had PVR'd it. He watched your comments.
I don't think so.
He must have. So, you know, and aside from maybe struggling a bit in the face-off circle against Montreal, couple of goals, and essentially led the way for the Edmonton Oilers.
You know, though, I got to clarify something. Those remarks I made last week, that wasn't a dismissive remark. He's a 21-year-old player.
You're talking about how he was performing.
And to say that a 21-year-old guy is a second or third line center in the NHL is a huge accomplishment. Hell, people took it the wrong way.
So back off, Twitter! Back
off! But he did have a terrific week. He had 3 points in the last 2 games, including 2 goals versus the Montreal Canadiens. But this is a young star in the making. I bet within 2 or 3 years, perhaps 4, then we will have a legitimate conversation about a number
which
one
is normal.
center. That's
Normal
totally
for that, right?
normal.
Yeah.
And Kelly, you forget that he's 21 years old.
Right.
It seems like he's been around forever based on the push of this younger group. But he could still end up with maybe 55, 60 points if he gets hot here, which is a heck of a season for a 21-year-old.
That's right.
Gene Principe mentioned coaching. A lot of people have talked about the change in coaching in the Edmonton Oilers. Now it's been 3 straight games, at least a point for Nail Yakupov, including a wonderful push for the overtime winner for the Edmonton Oilers. And you see something in him now, right?
Yeah, and this is something that, again, you strive to look for because you know that the talent's there when it comes to Yakupov. I just love the way he comes in on this game-winning goal, and it's just about the confidence now. This is what you drafted first overall. The speed, the heads up, the feet are moving. He doesn't get the shot in the net, but he still follows it up, and that's the whole play right there. And maybe, just maybe, it's just that feeling of a... And that's I don't want to throw Dallas under the bus here because we just don't know, but the perception is sometimes shackles can feel like they can come off. Yakupov, to me, looks like a guy that just his body language seems refreshed.
The coaching change has to have something to do with this, because you just don't turn around. You don't go from playing that poorly and lack of confidence like they had. And everybody seems to bring it up. You know, Drew Remenda talked about it in his hit. Last week you had some of the young Oilers in. They mentioned it. Now, they, like you said, Nick, they weren't throwing Dallas under the bus. But when people continually talk about it,
yeah.
There's truth, yes.
Well, you know what's happening today in the game, and this might speak to that core or more in Edmonton and even Ottawa. They're saying there are about 7 scouts in the rink today getting ready to watch the Ottawa Senators and the Edmonton Oilers. 7 scouts at this time of year. Who are they looking at? Yeah. You're hearing Chris Neil's name. You're hearing Mark Mathot's name. Who are they looking at?
I don't think Mathot's going to go anywhere. I really believe that when it's all said and done, he's going to resign. We know the demand on defense, and probably he could do really well in UFA, but I think he likes it there. He wants to stay there. So it's just a matter if he gets a 5-year deal. Ottawa's pushing for a 4-year deal, but he'll fall in that ballpark between $4.5 and $5 million per year. So
he's a stud.
Weirkosh is a guy that's played a lot lately. That's the guy that they're showcasing.
And Neil is a guy that, here's a really valuable guy. He's going to go in, he's going to be a role player somewhere, but he is going to fit in excellent. You know, you talk about what is Hockey Day in Canada, it's about teammates. He's a perfect teammate. He's there for the guys. He contributes, doesn't cause any off-ice issues. So here's a guy that would fit in and add a lot of value somewhere.
And as Elliot mentioned last week, it seems like Nashville might be the place that Ottawa's targeting right now, but could go closer towards the deadline.
What a big difference that would make, too, for the Nashville Predators if you walk into the playoffs with a guy like Chris Neil in the dressing room, right?
Absolutely.
Kelly Rudy, Nick Kiprios, we are here all night for you. Lots of hockey to come, including the Leafs and Habs later on tonight at 7. But early, Edmonton Oilers, Ottawa Senators, we're getting closer to puck drop.
This period brought to you by Scotiabank, proud supporter of over 5,000 community hockey teams and Canada's 5th season.
Well, it's warm in the west, a little cold in the east, but as part of Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, indoors, we tend on raising the temperature. Ottawa coming in after a late charge versus Pittsburgh, lost, but did pick up a point. Edmonton, same thing that same night against Montreal. It turned into an overtime victory. 2 teams with a lot on the line this afternoon. But first, let's get to our national anthem.
Tomorrow marks the 50th anniversary of the Canadian flag, and to honor this historic occasion, members of the RCMP are on hand to form a color party on the ice, as well as to deploy the Canadian flag in the stands. Our flag is one that represents a nation strong, proud, and free. It is admired and respected at home and around the world. Notre drapeau national incarne ce que nous avons accompli ensemble, les moments historiques qui nous définissent et l'avenir prometteur de ce grand pays. It speaks to what we have accomplished together, to the historical moments that have served to define us, and to the promising future of this great country. Please remain standing, remove your hats and join Lyndon Sluage as he performs O Canada. Et maintenant, joignez-vous à Lyndon Sluage pour l'interprétation de notre hymne national.
Portez les Lyndon Sewage doing it like nobody else can as we are ready for Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada from the Canadian Tire Center here in Ottawa. The second and final meeting between the Oilers and the Senators. For the third straight game, 32-year-old Victor Foss faces a team for the first time in his career. He made 23 saves in Montreal Thursday for his 6th win, all on the road. And at the other end, 23-year-old Robin Lehner makes his career-high 8th straight start. He is 2-4-1 in that stretch. Craig Anderson remains sidelined with a bruised right hand. Referees for today's contest, Mark Jonette and TJ Luxmore. They'll be helped on the line by a pair of Scots, Scott Terry and Scott Driscoll. And the good news for the Edmonton Oilers is that Benoit Pouliot, who has missed 5 games with a foot injury, is back in the lineup. He replaces an injured Matt Hendricks on the line with Boyd Gordon and Rob Klinkhammer.
Interesting that Benoit Pouliot is going there, and Teddy Purcell remains with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Jordan Eberle.
Bobby Ryan is with the rookie Mike Hoffman and the center Mika Zibanejad as we are underway. These teams met November 13th in Edmonton, and the Ottawa Senators won that game 4-3 in overtime. Ottawa lost 5-4 in a shootout here against Pittsburgh on Thursday. The Oilers won 4-3 in Montreal on Thursday on the overtime game-winning goal by Anton Lander.
Well, today's theme on Hockey Night in Canada, Scotiabank Hockey Day, is teammates. And Dave Cameron talked about his 4 brothers and how much passion that they helped him bring to the game. And he said you were able to play on the pond back in the lagoon and PEI. He said the one thing about playing on the lagoon, though, you had to get there early, had to make sure that you were ready to go. But if you ever needed to come home, all Mom had to do was flush the toilet because it would bubble up underneath the lagoon, and you knew you had to come home. Just didn't have to skate over that area.
That is home ice advantage. Mark Stone. Gene talked about Stone and Hoffman off the top of the show. 2 bright rookies for the Ottawa Senators. This is Stone with the puck to Carlson. Carlson goes outside, tries to center it. Foss makes the save. The puck squirted free and it's picked up by Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a couple of goals in Montreal. He had not scored in the previous 8 coming into that game. The Senators with pressure on. Another shot by Stone. This one high and wide. Teddy Purcell on the line with Nugent-Hopkins and Eberle. Under pressure from Turris. Stopped by Andrew Ferris. Labat in deep. Here behind the net is McCulloch. Milan McCulloch with Stone in front. The puck comes to Andrew Ferris. Wants to relieve the pressure, but he can't get it by Mark Labat. Kept in by McCulloch. Lost it there to Nugent-Hopkins. And Eberle just chips that puck out to center.
Whatever Dave Cameron said on the bench when we showed him, he has got his team jumping now.
And not always easy, Drew, when an afternoon game comes your way. Tondras trying the centering pass. That was broken up. Chiasson behind the net. Alex Chiasson comes out from behind the cage, puts it back to the point. Tondras right in front. Chiasson. Great chance. Stopped by Victor Foss.
What a pass.
Morawiecki and Gryba are the blue liners for the Senators now as that puck gets by Chiasson. They'll come back to the other end.
When you're playing against the Ottawa Senators, you've got to be very careful looking for a guy like Erik Karlsson. He's going to jump in. He's slapping his stick on the ice. There's nonverbal communication. Gets it. Good chance by Erik Karlsson being able to jump up, but Victor Foss forced him to the outside. And then check out this pass by Eric Condor behind the net, behind the back, right out front. You've got to take that passing lane away. Another good save by Victor Foss, who's right into the game early.
And Pouliot moves it back to Schultz with a spin move inside the line. Anton Lander. Miro Pakarinen. Swing and a miss for Anton Lander. Chiasson works that puck down into Oilers territory. Curtis Lazar, familiar to Edmonton fans. A great 4-year career with the Edmonton Oil Kings that saw him score 99 goals. Jordan Eberle, 37 points, leads the Oilers in goals, assists, and points. He is on a 3-game point streak. Pagel, speed around Fane. Pagel, sharp angle shot stopped by Fane. Jean-Gabriel Pagel did not rest against the Pittsburgh Penguins in the lineup for this game. As the puck now throws it towards the net, gets deflected in front and picked up by Mark Fane. Quickly to Eberle to the middle for Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins moving in with Teddy Purcell. Purcell snaps a shot. Steered aside to Leonard. Another opportunity for Nugent Hopkins. The puck is sitting. And finally cleared to the line, but not out. Schultz keeps it in for Eberle. He fires a shot that gets deflected off the glass on the near side. Klefbom pinching in, keeps it in. Now it's just flipped out by Cody Ceci and gathered up by Rob Klinkhammer. Oscar Klefbom, 2 assists in that game against Montreal. Maybe should have had 3 because he made a game-saving save on an empty net opportunity.
Saving the game and playing the game.
Thomas Plekanec came out of the penalty box, thought he had the sealing goal, but it didn't work out that way. Zibanejad tips it in. Bobby Ryan going after it. Ryan. 39 points on the season for number 6. Luke Gazdic off the skate of Ryan comes to Hoffman. Hoffman looks for Zibanejad. And Mika Zibanejad is going to go to the penalty box as he tripped up Jeff Petrie. And the first power play of this afternoon will go to the Edmonton Oilers. They've got 6 attackers out there now.
They need to find a way to slow down the Ottawa Center, so the man advantage will really help the Edmonton Oilers because Ottawa has come up with a lot of zip. Look out.
Careful. And finally, Stone touches it.
Mika Zibanejad going to the penalty box. This is pretty clear cut. There's really no argument here as Jeff Petrie gets the puck. Shields body, but there's the leg. But check out the speed of Jean-Gabriel Pageau. This is just getting on your horse and just blowing by everybody, using what you've got. Outside speed, beats Mark Fane, centers towards net. Outstanding job. Right after that, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins brings the puck in. You got a shot on net, and then a nice little back check. Good work on the back check by Patrick Wierkosh to take away the second opportunity for Jordan Eberle.
Oilers power play was 0 for 3 in the game against Montreal. An opportunity right now for Pageau again using that speed, this time on the penalty kill. He is up front with Eric Condra. Ryba and Borowiecki will start on the blue line in this penalty kill that has been very effective so far at the start as Ryba kicked it out. Nugent Hopkins will go back and get it. Nugent Hopkins with Purcell, Eberle, Lander, and Schultz. Nugent Hopkins gets to the line no further. It's sent down the ice by McCulloch. Ottawa's penalty killing is 7th best at home. They have the puck right now. Big chance for McCulloch, stopped by Voss. Ottawa with 4 shorthanded goals so far on this season.
Big stop shorthanded for Victor Foss, and Victor Foss has become the Edmonton Oilers road warrior. He has been absolutely outstanding. Now in Toronto things didn't go so well, but he didn't get a heck of a lot of help. He was very, very good on Long Island. Key saves against the Montreal Canadiens. And you look at his save percentage, yes, it's down, but when is he making those saves? Right now he's making those saves at the critical moments.
Ben Scriven sidelined with a hamstring injury. And Richard Bachman is the backup.
It's interesting. Victor Foss and Ben Scrivens, 2 different personalities without a doubt. Victor Foss is a very intense guy. He gets mad in practice when people score on him. You see those emotional outbursts. We saw it earlier in the year when he got pulled and he was yelling at his bench. But that intensity has been settled down a little bit because he is playing a little bit better, but he still comes in ultra focused.
Derek Roy gets the puck to Nail Yakupov. Yakupov across the blue line. Nail Yakupov gets turned aside. David Legwand. Stopped by Pacarina. Derek Roy. The Ottawa native plays it back to the point. Jeff Petrie waiting for it there. He'll give it to Roy. Now to Yakupov. Back to Roy. Roy. Petrie ready for the one-timer. Now Roy with Benoit Pouliot standing out in front, trying to tip it home. Pacarina will keep it in on the near side. Miro Pacarina back to Petrie. Petrie across to Yakupov. Yakupov has been unleashing that one-timer more frequently now. Pacarina lets a shot go, went off of Pouliot into the corner. And is set down the ice by Mark Methot.
Before we started, you heard Nick Kypreos talk about Nail Yakupov and getting his feet moving, and you saw it right there on the entry into the zone.
Yakupov on a 3-game point streak, got a goal and 2 assists. And another penalty coming up. And this time it will go to Ryan Hamilton, playing in his 3rd game of the season. An interference call.
Ryan Hamilton doesn't like the call. If you look at this call, you could have an argument whether it was just happened to be a collision. It's coming up to the left of the screen. Ryan Hamilton just runs into his man, maybe trying to pick him a little bit. I think it's just kind of like incidental contact. And Curtis Lazar gets knocked down, but draws the penalty.
No, 4-on-4 for the next 13 seconds. And then Mika Zibanejad will step out of the box, and Ottawa will have their first power play of the afternoon. Kyle Turris was lights out in the faceoff circle in that game against Pittsburgh, 21-6. He won the draw, but Pouliot steals. Lost an edge. And it's picked up now by Carlson. He'll get it to Stone. Hops over his stick. Zibanejad is out of the penalty box. Ottawa on the power play. Power play that was 1 for 3 in the game against Pittsburgh. 0 for 4. And these teams met back in November.
There's the guy who's the key in that power play is Erik Karlsson.
3 power play goals in the season for him. Turris worked it back to him, but Nugent Hopkins picked it off, and right up the middle, here comes Teddy Purcell shorthanded. Purcell moving for the net. Purcell with a shot. Follow-up attempt by Nugent Hopkins, stopped. Leonard with a big save as Stone comes back the other way. Hard pass for Turris off the stick of Carlson. Andrew Ference trying to pin the puck against the boards, can't do it. It comes back to Carlson at the point. Erik Karlsson with Stone providing the screen in front. Hoffman lets it go. Stick save. Backhand scores. Milan McCulloch. A power play goal makes it 1-0 for Ottawa.
You see it over and over and over again in hockey. The big save. Teddy Purcell jumps up shorthanded. Great save right there. Puck going the other way. Now Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Teddy Purcell, they're a little gassed. And now you've got a situation where the Ottawa Senators come back. They control, shot, get to the net. Can't collapse fast enough because you don't have any more legs because you tried to score. And the big save by Robin Lehner gives the Ottawa Senators a 1-0 lead in the power play thanks to Milan McCulloch.
His 5th power play goal of the season and 9th goal on the year. And Ottawa strikes first at 7:18 of the first period. Hoffman and Carlson get the helpers. The 17th power play goal at home for Ottawa, 32 overall. And their first power play goal against the Edmonton Oilers this year. Eric Conrad down the right side is pinned against the boards. Trying to chop it out was Pouliot, and he did. He got it to center. Mark Lafont back into his own zone, being watched by Anton Lander. Andrew Ference had that puck go off his stick through. Yeah, that's the good part, but it went right to Milan McCulloch, who made the most of it.
Milan made the pass and then went to the net. How often do you hear Kelly Rudy and Nick Kypreos talk about you have to go to the net to score, and you saw it right there. There's to Milan McCulloch.
His 10th career goal against the Edmonton Oilers in his 27th career game. And for Erik Karlsson, his 200th career assist. Karlsson with 26 on the season. As the puck now, he will give it to Borowiecki. To the middle. Here comes Pageau. Pageau, wrist shot, lost the save at the top of the crease, and he'll hang on. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada on the CBC and Sportsnet.
Well, Curtis Lazar plays for Ottawa, but as Kevin mentioned, he played his junior hockey in Edmonton. His last 2 seasons, he lived with teammate Brett Pollock's family. Curtis, Brett, and Reed Petrick with the MasterCard Memorial Cup, a great hockey moment with great teammates, including Pollock. And when Ottawa played in Edmonton, Pollock and fellow Oil King Edgars Kulda snapped a selfie with Curtis in the background as that happened in the warm-up. A sensational story between junior teammates.
Curtis Lazar's last assist came November 13th in Edmonton. That kid's a born leader.
Oh, we've got a great leadership story for you about Curtis Lazar. He's got to cheer up, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, my goodness. Is he an upbeat kid or what?
Teddy Purcell tips that puck all the way down to Robert Leonard. Borowiecki from behind his own net. 6 shots for the Ottawa Senators, 4 for the Oilers. We've got 10:41 left to go in the first period. Kyle Turris bounces it off the boards, gets it himself. Checked there by Martin Marincin. Stone hammers Nugent Hopkins. Another shot for McCulloch, and this time it goes off the post. Milan McCulloch, a great bid for his second goal of the afternoon. Eberle back the other way against Cody Ceci. Eberle from the corner, centering pass intended for Boyd Gordon, broken up there by Mark Stone. Klefbom retreats back into his own zone as the Oilers regroup with Boyd Gordon to Luke Gazdic. He'll backhand it in. Rob Klinkhammer racing after it. Taken into the boards there by Pageau. Fights him off. Klinkhammer still has it. Turns, looks for Gazdic. Instead it comes to Schultz. Schultz snaps a shot. Pageau got a piece of it. It sends it up into the netting. You're watching Hockey Night in Canada on CBC and on Sportsnet. Tuesday, watch the hit comedy starring Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. Schitt's Creek, Tuesday at 9 on CBC. 9:50 left to go in the first period. Anton Lander will take the face-off against Curtis Lazar. Six shots for the Senators, 4 for the Oilers. While controlled by Ottawa, Ceci starts away, gives it to Condra. Couldn't get by Oscar Klefbom. Will have another opportunity. Chazon lays it back to Wierkosh. He'll bounce it in. Lazar will give chase against Schultz. Schultz to Lander. Lander took a hit there from Chazon. And Ceci just hit his teammate with the puck inside the blue line. Curtis Lazar. He's still smiling.
It's always, we talked about it. Kelly Rudy, Nick Kiprios talked about it. Gene Prince-Base talked about it. But talking to the players in the dressing room, you get a sense of what Todd Nelson has brought to the Edmonton Oilers. And Oscar Klefbom puts it best. He says, I don't feel like I have to go out and prove anything to him. He knows what I'm capable of. I just got to go out and play my game.
Mike Hoffman, who got his first power play point of the season, out there now. Snapping a shot. Another one off the bar this time by Bobby Ryan.
There's Bobby Ryan talking about puck luck yesterday. That's why the puck isn't going in. No puck luck there, but what a shot by Bobby Ryan.
He was stopped on a penalty shot in the game Thursday against Pittsburgh. Looking for his 15th goal of the season.
The quickness of the Ottawa Senators is... Oops.
Menajad runs into Foss. And Victor Foss is getting up slowly as play continues. To the corner it goes. Yakupov back to the point. Schultz waits for a little help. Gets it to Yakupov. Snaps it towards the net. Deflected by Derek Roy. Reiner makes a good save on that redirection. Bobby Ryan. Puck comes all the way to Foss. He will keep it alive, but the pass missed Oscar Klefbom. But it is Roy who sends the puck down the ice. Borowiecki waits for a change. Now he'll get it to Kyle Turris. Turris with McCulloch and Stone. Oscar Klefbom lays it off the boards, looking for Teddy Purcell. Can't get it by Mark Stone. Stone keeps it in. Stone throws it towards the net. That one missed. Borowiecki waiting for it on the far side. He will give it to Stone. Stone right out in front. There's another shot from Milan McCulloch, who's been all around. Another chance for Stone, and Foss makes the save. Ryba pinches to keep the puck in for Turris. Kyle Turris. Ryba's lost his stick. He's going to try and go get it. The puck is in that area. Turris behind the net. He's got Stone out in front. Borowiecki with a shot. And that one ends up going high and into the corner. Oilers an opportunity to get it out. They will as Teddy Purcell comes back for Edmonton. As for Nugent Hopkins, gets by him. Robert Leonard decides to hang on to it, and he will get the whistle.
Terrific chances for the Ottawa Senators, and they like this little play. They win the battle in the corner, and they pop it out to the little soft area, just in the face-off circle. Snap right towards the net. Victor Foss makes the save, and then he has to make another save off of his own man. Justin Schultz trying to clear. Again, work in the corner, find the soft area in the face-off circle, and Bobby Ryan rings it off the post. You've got to be able, if you're playing the Ottawa Senators, to win those quiet area battles.
Pageau against Gordon in the face-off circle. Boyd Gordon, 11th in the league in draws. But it is Pageau who wins that. Back to Wierkosh. Gets by Legwand. Neal will give chase. Martin Marincin checked by Chris Neal. David Legwand. And Boyd Gordon in the corner. Pageau in there to help out. Marincin. Luke Gazdic can't get it by Cody Ceci. Neal. It's tied up there by Marincin. Puck still alive. Now it comes to Pageau. Pageau behind the net for Neal. Knocks that one deftly out of the air. Chris Neal still has it. Neal to Legloire. David Legloire works it all the way back up top. Weirkosh. Pageau laid it around the near side. Kept in by Legloire and Ceci. Boyd Gordon gets it for Edmonton as the Ottawa Senators get a change in. Lincoln dumps that puck in, and now he'll head off with 6:20 to go in the first period. Power play goal by Milan McCulloch. The difference right now, his 9th of the season. He's 5th on the power play. Ceci to Curtis Lazar. Cross-ice pass swept in by Condra. Foss will stop it behind the net. Backhand pass to Petrie right out in front for Lander. Lander for Pouliot. Off his skate, Carlson sends it back into the Oilers zone, and this is Anton Lander. Lander. Pakarinen hammers a shot that goes wide. Ferentz goes cross-ice to Petrie with a wrist shot. That one missed, comes right to Pouliot. He steps into a slap shot. Robin Lehner makes the save. Pouliot lays it behind the net, but it's intercepted by Carlson. They'll play it off the boards, trying to get it by Ferentz. Pouliot keeps it in. Condra waits for it on the far side. He will just be content to backhand that puck out as the Senators want to get a change. This is the second of a 5-game homestand for Ottawa. They'll welcome Carolina on Monday. 5:19 to go here in the first period. Hockey Night in Canada on the CBC and on Sportsnet.
Edmonton's Derek Roy loves coming home to Ottawa. In fact, last night he had plans to have dinner at his parents' house, Felix and Colleen. They provided food as well as guidance over the years. One of Derek's minor hockey teams, he's bottom row, third from the right, and there's his dad, the coach with the mustache still. Meanwhile, his brother was a teammate of his, top row to the left. His father spent time at the rink, but also at home, including inspirational quotes like, "Winners do what losers don't want to." It's inspired Derek to an 11-year NHL career.
His 50th career game against his hometown team. He's got 14 goals. His team trailing by 1 right now. As Bobby Ryan, who hit the post in this period, shoots it in. Foss plays it around the boards. Yakubov tips it out for Ryan Hamilton. Carrying on is Derek Roy. He's got Schultz with him. Roy with a shot. He scores right on cue. The hometown kid ties the game at 1.
Felix is, I tell him that. There's very little emotion. That's an ex-coach right there. Good work in the neutral zone. The Ottawa Senators have been winning the battles along the boards. Support, though, comes across by Ryan Hamilton. But the look across, the look across, the look across. Faking out Robin Lehner by keep looking over at Justin Schultz, who's jumping in. And Derek Roy, we've known for a long time. He can shoot the puck when he gets it in close. He knows how to score, and he does it right there. I love the look across and then jacking it right upstairs over Robin Lehner. But the job done by Ryan Hamilton and getting the puck out of your own zone is what led to that.
21st game in an Oiler uniform, gets his 5th goal with the Oilers, 6th overall.
Nice when you do it at
ties
home.
the game at 1.
Get to do it at home in front of mom and dad.
And you know what? You get the setup from Gene Principe.
Well, it's nothing better than that. Probably the highlight of his career now.
Shots even at 10 apiece. We're tied at 1. 15-17, the time of the goal for Derek Roy. His 15th career goal against Ottawa in his 50th game. Jeff Petrie circles back into his own zone, plays it off the boards, and it comes right instead to Mark Stone. He'll give it to Erik Karlsson. Karlsson tipped in by McCulloch. Turris has got Stone in front. Kyle Turris checked by Nugent Hopkins, who leads this team in takeaways. Ferentz bumped by Legwand as he gets the puck to Petrie, now to Eberle. Hamilton and Yakubov get the assists for Ryan Hamilton. In just his 3rd game since being recalled, now has 2 points. Pageau from the corner. Watched by Marincin. Legwand back to the point. Weirkosh throws it towards the net. It's picked off there by Mark Fane. He fires it down the ice. But it's coming back on the icing call. And a reminder this Tuesday, watch the hit comedy starring Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. It's Schitt's Creek, Tuesday at 9 on CBC.
You watch the Ottawa Senators play. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, who's been inserted in the lineup today, he strikes you most as like, wow, this guy can really get on his horse. And he does it offensively, but defensively as well. He takes away time and space in the snap of a finger.
Mark MacArthur is the scratch up front. And Pageau has taken his spot and has been effective in this first period. There he is, jumping on the puck again. Ceci to Pageau. They'll go cross ice. Klinkhammer broke that up. Nail Yakupov getting the assist. He's now got a 4-game point streak. The guys talked about Yakupov playing a more relaxed style, and it's showing in his play.
Showing in his personality as well. His body language, which Nick Kypreos mentioned, has improved. His jump or energy in the dressing room has improved. It's been good to see from him.
Petrie, long shot. Leonard steers that aside. Ference pitching in, and he paid the price for that. As Lazar flattened him. Here's Petrie hammering the shot. That was blocked before it could get through, and then it hops over the stick of Pouliot. Chazon made the block, and he almost got free. Anton Lander on the steal from Greiba. Takes a bump from Condra at the end of the shift.
As soon as you enter Ottawa's zone, there's 3 or 4 guys right on top of you with the puck. They are really closing the time and space away from the Edmonton puck carrier.
Schultz plays it around the boards. Zibanejad intercepts it. Laid it back to Bobby Ryan. It got by him. Carlson shoots it in, and that puck goes out of play.
Benoit Pouliot back in the lineup, and you always want to make sure your guys are into the details of the game. You got defenseman pinching, so Benoit Pouliot has to make sure he fills up top on the right-hand side of your screen. If he doesn't do that, it's a 2-on-0 the other way, but he's able to be back there. He's able to help out, defensively responsible. That's why Benoit Pouliot is a valued member of the Oilers.
Second time he has been on the shelf with a foot injury. Derek Roy with Yakupov. Centering pass for Yakupov. He's got the spot all over him. Puck bomb keeps it into the point. Roy picks it up on the near side. Derek Roy. Blocked by Carlson. It came right to Hamilton. Hamilton's first assist since April 16, 2013. 4 games. He is 29 years old. Got his first NHL goal on this road trip. Carlson moving in. Carlson missed it. Bobby Ryan with a shot. Lost the save. Carlson turns, gives the puck to Hoffman. Brian Hoffman checked by Hamilton, and the puck works itself out across the blue line. Carlson's got it again. Erik Karlsson played over 31 and a half minutes in that game against Pittsburgh. We're under a minute to go. Out in front, McCulloch. Oh, and it just slid wide. Back to the point it comes. Weirkott's shot. He hammers that one wide. Turris with an opportunity for McCulloch. He was tied up before he could get the shot away. McCulloch, all kinds of chances in this first period. Knocked down by Nugent Hopkins. 35 seconds to go in the period. Teddy Purcell works it across the blue line. Jordan Eberle is offside.
Erik Karlsson is just magnificent to watch as a skater. He's going to just slide into the hole here. Just slides in beautifully in the seam. Now just holds on, just loses the puck. And a great chance nonetheless as Bobby Ryan follows up. And then Milan McCulloch able to jump in, turn, get a chance, and Victor Foss gets that pad down, and it just stays out past that right post. But boy, the Ottawa Senators in the zone. They are winning those board battles, and that's creating a lot of offensive chances.
2 years to the day yesterday that Erik Karlsson was injured of an Achilles tendon. He says he's not skating like he used to.
Oh my goodness. Really? He's just effortless. It's as graceful as you can ever see a guy skate.
Karlsson averaging 27 minutes and 9 seconds per game.
Talking to Dave Cameron yesterday, he said the one thing that Erik has to realize, and elite players have a trouble realizing this, is that it's not all on them. They don't have to do absolutely everything. And since Erik has started to kind of get that back into his head, he's been able to kind of relax and play a much better game. Look at his minutes. Look at his ice time. From 2010 and 11 when he came in to 27:09 right now. This guy plays half the game, and now you can trust the way he plays. Much better defensively than he's ever been. And it's all because, as like Dave Cameron said, he realizes now he doesn't have to do absolutely everything on the ice. But elite players, it's hard for them to get that through their head.
Tied for 8th among defensemen in points. McCulloch and Roy, the goal scorers. 1-1 the score. Ottawa outshooting Ottawa 12-11. And now we'll turn things over to George Stroumboulopoulos. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada from Ottawa. 20 minutes in the books between the Oilers and the Senators. The score is tied at 1 apiece. Milan McCulloch was the story of that first period, Drew. He had a goal. He also had 4 shots and some great chances. As Derek Roy replied, the Ottawa kid tied the game at 15-17, but McCulloch was the guy that had the chances and hits a much more physical Ottawa team. They out-hit the Oilers 20-6 in that first period. Flipped in by Conrad. Going after it, Curtis Lazar with Chiasson. Alex Chiasson works his way out in front and tries to jam it home, and Foss made the save, and he may be shaking it up just a little bit. Anton Lander, quick pass to Pakarinen. Ido Pakarinen, wrist shot, and that one missed on the stick side. Comes all the way back to Chiasson. Chiasson had it caught up in his skates. The Senators bring it in. Ceci fires a shot, and he scores. Cody Ceci quickly makes it a 2-1 game. Came into the game without a goal in his last 8. He has his team ahead again.
A 3-on-2 for the neutral zone, but Cody Ceci, he reads this play really well. He lets the drive go to the net, and then he delays out to the wide spot. The drive goes to the net, that creates the space. Ceci just relaxes a little bit, takes the soft ice. Curtis Lazar drive, that creates the space. Victor Foss comes over. You would think a goaltender, maybe Kelly Rudy will look at this, should have to have that one. Maybe to paddle down the ice, maybe get the leg across. But on that particular play, it's the drive, and then Cody Ceci finding that late ice.
41 seconds into the period, Cody Ceci gets his 4th goal of the year. Now it's Turris, his shot, scores! Kyle Turris makes it a 3-1 game.
Richard Bachman going out on the ice, and Todd Nelson going to waste 0 time in putting Richard Bachman in. The first one, maybe you can forgive Victor Foss for that one as it goes through you. Todd Nelson's going to make a change. Pressure up ice, and then quickly the Ottawa Senators hit the transition. The look across, and Victor Foss just cannot squeeze the right arm to stop the puck. And Richard Bachman going to make his debut this season for the Edmonton Oilers on Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada.
Richard Bachman's last action in the National Hockey League was November 2nd, 2013 against the Detroit Red Wings. He comes into the game against a team he has not faced in his career, and the Ottawa Senators. 2 goals in 16 seconds.
A brilliant first period, really good first period for Victor Foss. And striking in 58 seconds, 2 goals the Ottawa Senators sends Victor into the dressing room and onto the bench.
Kyle Turris with 5 points in his last 5 games. And the Senators, who have struggled to score goals in the last few games, come up with 3 here early in this one. 2 quickly, 16 seconds apart in the first minute of the second period. Dale Yakupov from a sharp angle. Yakupov, another backhand. Leonard makes the save, and back the other way comes Mike Hoffman. Hoffman will just flip that puck in as the Senators make changes. Ceci from Condra and Chiasson. Turris from Stone and McCulloch.
Milan is having a heck of a day so far.
2 points in the afternoon. Borowiecki keeps it in. Pajot lays it back to the point. Long shot goes wide as Rival let it go. Borowiecki on the near side. Back up top, Pajot covering. A wrist shot through traffic. And Bachman makes his first save.
The Ottawa Senators quick striking against the Pittsburgh Penguins. They were down in this game, and then they came back after him. Stone with a big goal. That was his 13th of the year. Then Kyle Turris jumps in. his 11th of the year, and they made this a hockey game. That was 2 goals in 13 seconds. Victor Foss lets in 2 in 58. That's why Richard Bachman is in. But that puck luck may be changing for the Ottawa Senators.
Richard Bachman, 14-4-3, down in OKC with a 2.30 goals against average. The 27-year-old is from Salt Lake City. And he's on in relief of Victor Foss. Ben Scrivens suffering a hamstring injury. And the game against New Jersey, he is on the shelf. Heider plays it behind the net. Ferentz will pick it up on the far side. He'll go right up the middle. She is on. Knocked it down. We'll flip it back in. Drew, I wonder on the wraparound attempt by Chiasson before the goal, whether that had hurt Victor Foss just a little bit. And speaking of injuries, Curtis Lazar may have an equipment problem as he heads down the tunnel. Scores! Mark Fane fires it from the point. Mark Fane came into this game without a goal in 52 games.
Mark Fane doesn't do that very often. It's a rocket of a shot. Gets partially deflected. Oilers bring the puck up, and you've got good numbers coming up. The key about the Edmonton Oilers, one thing has changed for them, is they want to get their defensemen up on the play as quickly as possible. 5 guys in the zone. Jeff Petrie, the right side D-man, brings it up, delays, slides it over his partner, bang. It goes off of Kyle Turris on this particular play. You want to go out, try to block the shot, but it goes off the stick. That changes direction, Robert Lanner, and that closes the gap one more time. We got ourselves a heck of a game so far.
Mark Fane gets his first career goal against the Ottawa Senators. And it's a 1-goal game. Eddie Purcell from a sharp angle. Stop. Jordan Eberle from the corner. Lays it back. McCulloch is there, and he will send this puck slowly down the ice. And it's coming back on the icing call.
So on that goal by Mark Fane, Curtis Lazar, as we saw him going to the dressing room, he goes in on the forecheck, misses on the forecheck. His skate blade breaks, and he carries up, and he's gone. That skate, he looks down. It does. It always looks funny when that happens, guy, because the skate blades now with the technology, they snap in and they snap out. And that one right there, you're probably going to have to replace the holder and the blade. And that allowed the Oilers to get up the ice with more men than the Ottawa Senators, 5 versus the 4, and bang, it's in the net.
Jeff Petrie and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins get the assists. For Jeff Petrie, 3 points in his last 4 games. For Nugent-Hopkins, 3 points, coming off 2 goals against Montreal. Kyle Turris, McCulloch scores! Milan McCulloch, his 2nd goal of the game. And the Senators have a 4-2 lead.
A big response from the Ottawa Senators. And it's right off the face-off. For the Edmonton Oilers, got to be too easy, without a doubt, to make that play through the neutral zone. But the Ottawa Senators come up with numbers. They isolate, create a 2-on-1, and Milan McCulloch makes no mistakes in this situation. When you watch Milan score, you know he's a goal scorer, because every time he puts the puck towards the net, it's upstairs. Craig McTavish looking not very happy, the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers. He's seen his team play better defensively, and we got ourselves a scrap to try to get things going in the right direction for the Oilers.
Chris Neil and Luke Gazdic. A helmet coming off for Gazdic, and both guys throwing big bombs. Right hand for Gazdic. Neil coming back with a left. And Gazdic is throwing from downtown, but Neil, that left hand is working for him. Drops Gazdic to his knees. He quickly gets back up. For Chris Neil, his 8th fight of the year. Wow. For Luke Gazdic, make it number 5. And the crowd here at the Canadian Tire Center loving it.
That is one, guys. On the left side of your screen, Gazdic and Neil talking. Luke Gazdic wants to get his team going. He wants to give him some energy, bring a little bit of juice to his team. And Chris Neil more than happy to oblige. These are 2 good Canadian boys, and they continue to go at it. And when you look at Chris Neil, all-time leaders in career penalty minutes. He ties the great Dave Schultz from the Broad Street Bullies. Wow.
Well, both guys were hammering each other in that one. Boyd Gordon, long shot, big rebound.
I just got that. That was really good. Sorry, buddy. It bounced off the wall, came back to
7-second delay.
Very good.
We have seen a little bit of everything in this second period. 4 goals and toe-to-toe between Chris Neal and Luke Gazdic. Eberle needs it go by him. Borowiecki shoots it back in. Eberle will get it. He'll give it to Boyd Gordon. Boyd Gordon avoids the hit from Borowiecki. Gets it to Eberle, cross ice. Opportunity and not able to pull the trigger there was Rob Klinkhammer. Petrie will give it to Andrew Ferentz. Ferentz chips it in. Rob Klinkhammer played 15 games for the Ottawa Senators in the 2011-2012 season. Borowiecki being watched by Iro Pakarinen. Flip to center, and it comes back to Jeff Petrie. Petrie with 10 assists on the season now. Pakarinen got it caught up in his skates. Coming right back in, Zibanejad. Centering pass goes to Pouliot. Benoit Pouliot to Jeff Petrie. To Pakarinen. Pakarinen shot steered aside by Robin Leonard. Anton Lander behind the net. Lander right out in front for Pakarinen. Good play by Wierkosh to prevent him from getting a shot away.
It was.
Zibanejad gains the line. Fires the puck around the boards. Hoffman waiting for it there. Hoffman. Trying to keep it in. Mike Hoffman's having a great year. He is tied for second among rookies in goals. He's got 18 on the season. Played 25 games last year, had 3 goals. Hoffman and Stone are kind of the guys they're looking for in the future, and they haven't disappointed this year.
Okay, line.
Along with this guy, Curtis Lazar right out in front, and Bachman makes a good play. Mark Mafat keeps it in for the Senators. Mafat from the corner, a backhand. Bachman stick down. Marincin to Eberle. He will chip and chase. Marincin jumping up into the play from the blue line position, avoids the hit from Lazar. Jason plays it to the middle. Erik Karlsson under pressure, retreats and gives it to Mafat. Schultz intercepted that pass. Purcell trying to get it in, can't do it. A lane now for Karlsson. Erik Karlsson at the end of the shift will gain the red line and just shoot it in. 4 goals in 3 minutes and 3 seconds here in the second period. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins stopped by Stone. It comes back to Borowiecki. Mark Borowiecki to Eric Gryba. He'll get the puck back again. Borowiecki trying to get it out. Can't get it by Yakupov. Yakupov to Derek Roy. Wise fires a shot. Just put it wide. The rebound in front. And struck wide by Hamilton. Off the end boards it comes. Leonard had the pad down and the stick as well. And now he's lost his stick. He'll get an opportunity to get it back as the puck comes down into Oiler territory.
2 dynamite chances for the Oilers, almost bringing this game within 1 again.
Derek Roy, one of the goal scorers for the Edmonton Oilers, an assist to Nail Yakupov. Hamilton jumps it in. Kyle Turris sends it around the boards. Mark Stone plays it to the middle. It's picked up by Turris. Turris moving in with McCulloch. Good defensive play there by Jeff Petrie as he got his stick out and prevented that pass from going to this guy. McCulloch, 3 points on the afternoon for him. Shot by Bobby Ryan, stopped by Bachman. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, here on the CBC and Sportsnet.
Well, Chris Neal in an epic battle with Luke Gazdic, and coming out of the penalty box, for now he's gone to the Ottawa Senators' room. Now, he used his hands for throwing punches in that fight with Gazdic, but lately he and some teammates have been using their hands for a post-crossbar post game. This is what they'll often do just prior to practice, and to win it, you have to hit the post, the crossbar, and the post to be victorious.
Bobby Ryan hit the post in the first period. That shot is blocked by Boyd Gordon. Marincin lost it to Wierkosh, got a shot away. Bachman in position, another shot, this time by Pageau. What
happened to the structure we saw in the first period?
It's pond hockey. Weirkosh, long shot. Bachman the save. The rebound is covered up by Richard Bachman.
This is a tougher save than it looks like because of all the traffic and how scrambly everything has got. Hard for goaltenders to pick up the puck. Turnover, good job again, taking away the boys by the Ottawa Senators. They win that battle in the corner. Got men in front, 2 white jerseys, 1 red jersey. Richard Bachman has to fight to find this puck. He's not a very big guy. He stands up, then he has to get down quickly under duress to make that save.
They played 3 games last year for the Oilers. 0-2-1 his record. He comes on here in relief of Victor Foss. Benoit Pouliot. Lost it and Condra picks it up. To the middle it goes for Curtis Lazar. Lazar chipping and chasing, run into there by Petrie. Lander spun around by Chiasson. Back to the point it comes. Mark Mafat. Behind the net, picked off by Petrie. Petrie will get it to Pouliot. Pouliot has to flip that puck high and get it over the head of Erik Karlsson. Oilers get a change. 22-15. The shots favor the Senators in a 4-2 game. Just over 11 minutes to go in the second period. Greiba. A weak shot that goes wide. Petrie. He'll go cross ice and find Teddy Purcell. Quick pass to Eberle in the middle. Jordan Eberle making a move around Borowiecki, and then Borowiecki took him into the boards. Back the other way comes Hoffman. Mike Hoffman at the blue line. Throws it towards the net. That is blocked before it can get through by Schultz. Klefbom sends it around the boards, but Hoffman is waiting for it. He'll give it to Bobby Ryan behind the net. Ryan still has it. He fights off Nugent Hopkins. Hoffman lays it low. Klefbom thought he had it, but Ryan's got it. Ryan to the middle it goes. Tipped away by Justin Schultz. The Oilers pinned in their own zone. Klefbom now on the far side will give it to Eberle, and he has to send it down the ice, and that's not good news for the top line of the Edmonton Oilers when they get pinned in their own zone for an entire shift.
But not pound any offensive attack after that.
Weirkosh. Zibanejad. He'll shoot it in. Bachman. Here's Mark Fane sending it around the boards for Nail Yakupov. Yakupov racing after it. Cody Ceci will get there first. Ceci takes a bump from Yakupov. Derek Roy trying to dig it free as well. Ceci's got it tied up. Now Roy gets it free. To the middle looking for Hamilton. But Hamilton was tied up by McCulloch. McCulloch with Stone. Mark Stone makes Fane into the boards. McCulloch wraps it around on the near side, and waiting for it there is Nail Yakupov. Yakupov to Fane off the boards for Derek Roy. Yakupov to Marincin. Back to Yakupov. Yakupov winds, fires a hard shot, and Robert Leonard makes the save, and he'll hang on to it. Hockey night in Canada from the Canadian Tire Center here in Ottawa on the CBC and Sportsnet.
Jordan Eberle must come into this building and just absolutely smile, because years ago when Jordan Eberle was a junior, the flashback against Russia, late game heroics at the World Junior Championship. He gets mobbed after the humongous goal to tie things up, and you see the smile on his face right here. Canada goes on to win the gold thanks to that man, Jordan Eberle.
Right now his team trails by 2 with just over 9 minutes to go in the second period. 22-15, the shots on goal in favor of Ottawa. Erik Condra plays it back to the point. Mafat will go across ice to Karlsson. Wise hot shot, pad saved by Richard Bachman. Pakarinen chips it in. Lander will give chase. Got to get by Karlsson. Condra in there to help out as the puck comes to Chiasson. Starts away with Curtis Lazar. Chips it in. Lazar will do the chasing. Klefbom gets to the puck first. The Senators making changes. They are 9-8-3 against the Western Conference this year. Pouliot, good shot, doesn't make it through. Klefbom retreats to the blue line. He'll give it to his D partner Schultz. Schultz goes cross ice with a slap pass, and there's a shot that goes wide off the stick of Teddy Purcell. Purcell gets it again down low for Eberle. Eberle leaves it there for Purcell. Teddy Purcell bumped off the puck by Mafat. Purcell Had to go off his stick, and it comes right to Zibanejad. Zibanejad, drop pass for Bobby Ryan. Bobby Ryan to the middle for Hoffman's shot, and he zings that one just wide. Ends up on the back of the net. He's trying to get it off, but it stays there, and we get a whistle. Hey, Wednesday night from the creators of Flashpoint and the producers of Orphan Black comes the exciting new spy series X Company. It's Wednesday at 9 on CBC.
One of the young players that has really grabbed your eye today so far has been Jean-Gabriel Pageau. And why? Because of his speed. When you have young players in the lineup, you worry that do they know what makes them successful? Well, Dave Cameron obviously trusts Pageau today because Pageau has got his feet moving. That's one of the reasons that Brian Murray was able to bring this young man and bring him up, bring him along. He's inserted in the lineup today, and he's making the most of it because he uses his feet.
And we talked about the offensive woes of the Ottawa Senators. The first time this season, back-to-back 4-goal games. They got 4 against Pittsburgh in that shootout loss. They have 4 here. 3 minutes, 44 seconds into the second period. Boyd Gordon trying to wrap around. Luke Gaston. Checked there by Legwand. And a penalty coming up for the Senators. Bachman goes to the bench. And finally, it's touched by Wierkosh. And the Oilers will get their second chance on the power play this afternoon as the veteran David Legwand is going to the box.
David Legwand got away with a little bit of a hook, and then he got away with, well, didn't get away with the hold as Luke Gazdig. Oh, okay. That's pretty good work, I think, by Dave. Oh, right there. See it right there. Oh, nice pickup by the referee right at the very tail end as Luke Gazdig tries to spin out of that check. You see David Legwand take his hand off of the stick and grab the arm of Luke Gazdig. So the Oilers in a critical moment power play.
They had one shot on their power play in the first period. Roy wins the draw. Yakupov goes cross ice. Petrie is stopped as he tried to go cross ice as Condra got in the way. And then Greiba gets it to Stone. Mark Stone moving in shorthanded with Eric Condra. He will play it back. Got by Greiba. Greiba in a race for it now as Pouliot is bearing down on him. Greiba. Macarena in there as well. Greiba does get the puck and send it down the ice. That could have been a little bit dangerous. They were trying to rag the puck, and Greiba didn't get the memo. Yakupov dances his way to the middle. Derek Roy tried the wrist shot. Did not get it. He's got the puck now, though. Yakupov. Anton Landers down low. Derek Roy with the puck from the corner. Back up top for Eberle. Roy to Eberle. Eberle. Cross ice. Hammering a shot off the post. It's Jeff Petrie. Petrie keeps it in. Petrie again. Doesn't take the shot. Back up top for Derek Roy. Eberle. Side of the net. Jordan Eberle works it in front. It sits in the blue paint and it's cleared but not out. Petrie to Roy. Derek Roy back to Petrie. Here comes a big shot and it broke the stick of Mark Stone. Stone without a stick. Yakupov with the puck. Nail Yakupov back up top for Petrie. Petrie to Eberle. Jordan Eberle. Nail Yakupov. Waits. Petrie, another shot. Leonard the save. The rebound in front. And it's cleared down the ice by Greiba. And Stone will race over to get a new cue.
Very good zone time, good puck movement, a great chance. Not one, but 2, maybe even 3 if Count Eberle's near the net.
10 seconds left to go in the penalty to David Legwand. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins across the line with Eberle. Here's Eberle, his shot. Big pad save by Robin Lerner. Lander lays it back to Schultz. Penalty is over. Teams at even strength. An opportunity for Teddy Purcell with a shot. Again, Robin Lerner makes the save.
How is that for a pass? And that's 4 chances. Got the power play and add Teddy Purcell's chance thanks to the pass from along the boards. And the Edmonton Oilers putting a push on after their power play. Gain momentum from your power play. First off, it starts with Jeff Petrie. Just a layup of a shot. Or I should have a pass from Eberle off the post, beats Robin Lerner. Scramble in front, you've got people in front. That's Jordan Eberle near the net, just gets it past Lerner, but Anton Lander can't get his stick free, and then one more time, hold on to it, Nail Yakupov back for the one-timer there, just misses one more time, and Lerner with a great opportunity to make the save, and he does so off of Teddy Purcell on a nice little pass. Teddy Purcell trying to close the game gap to 1 goal.
3 shots for the Oilers on that last power play. They're 0 for 2. 19 shots for the Oilers so far in this game. 23 for the Ottawa Senators. Leonard. Career high 8 straight start. Rob Klinkhammer with the puck behind the net. Off the skate of Cody Ceci. Moffat. To leg one. Can't get it by Schultz. Gordon takes a bump from Moffat. Close quarter action on the near side. Leg one comes out of the pile. And it's right back in for the Oilers. Klinkhammer. Rob Klinkhammer as the Oilers make a change. Klinkhammer goes cross ice for Mark Fane. Fane with a wrist shot through traffic. Hamilton providing the screen.
Mark Fane came on the ice and immediately got to the wide ice to get that chance.
It's Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada on the CBC and Sportsnet.
The Ottawa Senators are taking the game of hockey back to its roots and giving thousands an opportunity to play. As part of the Sens Rinks program, 20 recreational facilities are planned for year-round use in neighborhoods across Eastern Ontario and Western Quebec. Sens Rink number 5 was recently completed in Smith Falls, Ontario. To see the full story, visit OttawaSenatorsFoundation.com or Sens TV.
Just over 4 minutes left to go in the second period. Oh, good! Ottawa trying to snap a 3-game losing streak here at home. They have chased the starter Victor Foss. It is Richard Bachman in relief. Pass for Pouliot from Mark Fane, too far for him. Pouliot back to the lineup after missing 5 games, playing with Anton Lander and Eero Pakarina. Left ball. Right up the middle he goes to Lander. Moffat lost it to Schultz. Schultz to Pouliot. Pouliot trying to get room for a shot, can't do it. Stripped of the puck there by Bobby Ryan, and it's picked up now by Carlson. Erik Karlsson to Bobby Ryan. Ryan against Nugent Hopkins. Laid it out in front. Bachman with a stick cleared to the corner as Zibanejad. Back to the point. Ceci, long shot. And it's covered by Bachman, and he'll get the whistle. Wednesday night from the creators of Flashpoint and the producers of Orphan Black comes the exciting new spy series X Company. Wednesday at 9 on CBC.
You've got Mark Hoffman and Mike Stone. Sorry, Mike Stone and Mark Hoffman. I'll get that right one more time. Mike Hoffman and Mark Stone. There we go. In the category of 30 points. They did an outstanding job talking to Hoffman yesterday. Mike said Guy Boucher was one of the teammates that really helped him. And Cody Bass, when he was in the AHL, took him under his wing and taught him what it was like to be a pro. And he said everybody in Ottawa has been absolutely fantastic to him, helping him out. He said that Stone and he playing that young line, it helps when you can relate to a guy your age.
Hoffman with a assist. Stone has got 2 in this afternoon's game. Jordan Eberle will go back to pick it up. Eberle to Teddy Purcell, and that's going to be offside at the Ottawa line.
One thing that Mike Hoffman has, speed, baby, speed. Last year, AHL fastest skater. Talk about getting the Jets on right here. The guy can really tramp. Here, last month in Columbus, second fastest skater. Cutting to the inside, now it's just a straight out race right up the middle against Drouin from Tampa Bay. Just barely edges out Mike Hoffman. Boy, oh boy, when you can skate like that, the game must be fun.
5th round draft pick in 2009. He had 2 goals when these teams met. He was the winner. He scored the winner in overtime in that game on November the 13th.
Well, that's why the game is the way it is now, is because you've got players like Mike Hoffman who can really skate.
Zibanejad off his skate, backhand, stopped by Bachman. There is Hoffman looking for the rebound. He is down in front.
Mike Hoffman almost made it count.
Yakupov chips that puck in with Derek Roy and Ryan Hamilton. Drive up for Ryan. He is cut off there by Fane. Hoffman failed to get to the puck as Petrie beat him to it. The Senators making changes. The Oilers come back the other way with Yakupov. Nail Yakupov to Derek Roy. Derek Roy goes cross ice, finds Martin Marincin. Martin Marincins' wrist shot was deflected high and wide by Bobby Ryan. Jordan Eberle from the corner. Back to the point. Marincin throws it towards the net. That didn't make it through. Curtis Lazar with a block. Starts away with Chiasson. This is Lazar. Lazar stacks up. Behind the net, Eric Condra. Lazar out in front, plays it to him. The puck goes into the corner. Carlson down low will get it back to Condra. Checked by Marincin. Fights him off. Right down the middle. Chiasson shot, but off of Klinkhammer and somehow found the net. It broke the stick of Rob Klinkhammer, but still managed to light the lamp. And the Ottawa Senators have a 5-2 lead.
The Ottawa Senators have been impressive today in the entries into the zone. They've come up with numbers. And this entry into the zone allows them to get that work going behind the net, along the boards, those quiet zones where they've been winning the battle. Look at the defenseman jumping into the play, making sure you're protecting the puck. Get it out front. The shot goes to the net. Bad luck for the Edmonton Oilers, but maybe that, as we talked about, the puck luck at the start for the Ottawa Senators is starting to change. They get numbers on the entry, and they get numbers along the boards, and they change it. Chiasson walks in, just gets the puck to the net, goes off a Rob Klinkhammer stick, changes direction to Richard Bachman, and it's a 5-2 game. Huge, huge bonus for the Ottawa Senators.
His 9th goal of the season came into the game without a point in his last 3. Last year, Alex Chiasson had 9 goals in his first 10 games. Chiasson with 19 points on the year. Under a minute to go. Condra and Carlson get the assists at 18:44 as Bachman covers and holds.
Pushing and shoving, and the Edmonton Oilers maybe wanted to get a little bit of something going in their game. But the work by the Ottawa Senators along the boards has been really, really good today. They've been winning those battles. They've been spinning off of checks, and a terrific centering play by Eric Condra. We saw him in the first time. The shot on net goes off the stick to the shoulder of Rob Klinkhammer trying to block the shot. You see Richard Bachman coming out to play it. Immediately changes directions on it. He's got no chance whatsoever. Rob Klinkhammer was not happy with himself when that goal was scored.
Eric Condra gets his 5th helper of the year. 2 assists now for the team's leading assist man in Erik Karlsson. Another shot handled by Bachman. And we'll get another face-off in the Oilers zone.
Tough for Bachman there, as Todd Nelson wasted no time after the Ottawa Senators had put 2 goals past Victor Foss. Bachman comes in. He makes 4 great saves in a short period of time. Then right after that, they come back and get a little bit of a lucky goal. Victor Foss looks on. Richard Bachman's going to have to see if he can just stop the bleeding right now and keep it at 5 for the Oilers to have any hope of coming back in this game.
26.9 seconds to go in this period. A period that has seen 5 goals, 4 of them by the Ottawa Senators. 2 of them just 16 seconds apart. Jeff Petrie to Hamilton behind the net. Klinkhammer. McCulloch gets the puck out. Chiasson sweeps that into Oiler territory, and that should do it for the period. That sees the Ottawa Senators get 4 goals. And the Oilers responding with a goal by Mark Fane. But the Oilers have a lot of work to do. The Senators, George, exploding like it's 1980.
I'm joined by Dave Cameron. And how do you like the way your team has combined offense and defense through 2 periods?
We've been pretty good, Eugene. We've got nice behind. We're able to stay in the forecheck, and we've got pucks and bodies to the net.
Dave, thanks for this.
My pleasure.
Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Gene, 10 seconds into the 3rd period. The Senators with a 5-2 lead. That's the good news for Ottawa. The bad news is they don't have Chris Neal. He fought Luke Gazdic and injured his left thumb. We are told he will not return to this hockey game. Richard Bachman gave up 2 goals on 15 shots in relief of Victor Foss, who allowed 3 goals on 15 shots himself. Nail Yakupov flips it down into Senator territory. The Senators make a change, as do the Edmonton Oilers. Ottawa will take on Carolina Monday. Montreal is here on Wednesday. The Oilers will finish up a 6-game road trip with a game Monday in Winnipeg. Wednesday, they'll be at home to the Boston Bruins. Marincin's pass goes astray, and It'll be an icing call. Lots of goals in that second period.
Started out fast and furious for the Ottawa Senators. Cody Ceci with the shot. Kyle Turris upstairs. That was enough for Todd Nelson to pull Victor Foss. And then here comes Milan McCulloch upstairs. Beautiful, his second goal of the game. And Alex Chiasson finishes things off with a little bit of a lucky one. He had a big smile on his face after that, but they all count right now for the Ottawa Senators.
McCulloch winds and fires a shot. Big rebound. It's put over top of the net by Mark Stone, and he looks skyward after he did it.
That was close again.
Carlson goes between his legs. That's offside.
Mark Stone.
And Erik Karlsson, February 13th, 2 years ago. You remember this?
You can hear Erik Karlsson yell in pain. Matt Cook with the skate across the Achilles tendon. And this is a career-threatening injury. And even though Erik Karlsson says he's not skating as well as he can be, still not 100% back, he is still a force in the National Hockey League from the point.
I can tell you from personal experience, it does sound like a gun going off in your head as the Achilles tendon snaps. He's also the pain from the cut. There really isn't a lot of pain when that tendon goes, but it did end my touch football career, which was very promising.
Nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is wait for it to heal. That's very frustrating for elite athletes like Erik Karlsson and Kevin Quinn.
I had 7 yards run after catch in my career. The valuable part of that team. 17:45 left to go in the third period. 31 shots for the Ottawa Senators, 21 for the Oilers. Rob Klinkhammer moving in. Klinkhammer stumbles and then gets bumped into by Wiercott. Boyd Gordon in there in support along with Luke Gazden. As the puck comes to Cody Ceci. Ceci flips it out to center. Intercepted by Marincin, and he'll shoot it right back in. Leonard around the boards. And went to David Legwand. He tried to put it out, and now the Senators will regroup and start away. Wiercott. Pajot is separated from the puck. Mark Fane got his first goal in 53 games. The second period, but that was the latest score for the Oilers. They trail by 3 as Derek Roy gets knocked down by Mark McCulloch. Legwand wants a change, so he'll just flip it right on to Richard Bachman. Ference along with Jeff Petrie. Stumbling was Yakupov, but almost jumping on it was Zibanejad. Ryan joins Zibanejad along with Mike Hoffman. Petrie lays it around the boards. Ference waiting for it on the far side. Andrew Ference flips it off the boards and gets it out to center. Bobby Ryan across the blue line. Lays it to the corner for Hoffman. Hoffman down the far side. Everly gets there ahead of Zibanejad. Nugent Hopkins starts away. Ryan Nugent Hopkins flips it in. He'll chase it himself against Karlsson. Nugent Hopkins turns, lays it down into the corner for Jordan Everly. Everly stopped by Karlsson. Nugent Hopkins in support, and he gets run into there by Bobby Ryan. As the puck comes down into Oiler territory again. Changes all around. With 15:30 left to go in the third period. Marincin sends it slowly into Ottawa territory. Leonard sends it around the boards. Pouliot stepping up along with Lander. And the Pacarina. Pouliot behind the net. Benoit Pouliot back to the point it comes. Schultz off the board for Pouliot. Sheds the check of drive-by, drives to the net, lets a shot go. Klefbom puts it right back towards the net, deflected over top of the cage. Schultz pinching in. Anton Lander back to the point. Pakarinen with a wrist shot, deflected, and that one goes wide. Kyle Turris just wants to get the puck out. It does to center. McCulloch to an open wing, and then he'll head off on a change.
Ottawa
4-5-1 in their last 10 home games. Rob Klinkhammer around behind the net. Klinkhammer being watched by Cody Ceci. Luke Gazdic. A rear touch on him. Chiasson goes over to help out. Boyd Gordon in there as well. The fourth line for the Oilers on the ice now. Puck comes free. Cody Ceci's got it. Gives it to Condra. Eric Condra flips it ahead for Curtis Lazar. Lazar out to the far side. Chiasson gives it right back to Curtis Lazar. Lazar, Condra, and Chiasson. Chiasson. Weirtosh ready to fire it. It is Ceci down low to the middle. Chopped down by Condra, and he put a weak shot on the Bachman. The Senators keep the puck in. Patrick Weirtosh, nice move to get around Gazdic. The puck comes right out in front. Condra put it behind the net. The Oilers desperately need to get a change in.
Richard Bachman kept that, after the first save, kept that puck moving, and that created a second opportunity. That's why a veteran goalie, or where a veteran goalie, I should say, would freeze that and control the game.
Richard Bachman, 14-12-2 in his NHL career. Handles the puck now. He'll give it right to Schultz. Schultz leaves it behind the net, and it's picked up there by Oscar Klefbom. Pass to Nail Yakupov. We've gone 4.5 minutes without a whistle, and now a steal for Mark Stone. Stone cutting for the net. Stone stopped by Bachman. Puck sits on the line, but no goal.
Mark Stone, on his initial move to the net, pushed Richard Bachman into the net, and you can see Mark getting a little bit of a chuckle from the referee. Good speed on the entry. Nice little move. Now he's going to put the Jets on Mark Stone. Drives towards the net, and the little push in right there. The puck goes in, but the referee says no, because you can't push the goalie in the net. He's got to be allowed to make the save.
It is Hockey Night in Canada on CBC and on Sportsnet. We'll be back right after this.
At this time of year, lots of scouts in the building as we look up in the press box at Canadian Tire Center. Maybe, as Nick Kypreos and Kelly Reid talked about, they're here to scout Chris Neil, who could be on the move, or until today in that fight injured his left thumb. It's very close to that March 2nd trade deadline. Maybe that makes Chris Neil an Ottawa Senator for the time being.
The other talk centers around Mark Mathot, and Erik Karlsson, if he was the GM, would sign Mathot immediately.
They are having talks right now, and Mark Mathot is one of those guys that coaches love because he trusts what he's going to do. He cares about keeping the puck out of his own net.
6'3", 230 pounds as well. He played over 29 minutes in that game against Pittsburgh.
That guy was Milan McCulloch, was rumored to be maybe a guy on the move from Ottawa. Oh, big hard check in the corner by Riley Hopkins. Milan is making a case for staying and leaving.
3 points on the afternoon, including 2 goals as Karlsson brings it in. Karlsson checked by Pouliot. The puck comes right to Ferentz. He'll give it to Eberle. To the middle for Pouliot. Benoit Pouliot. Nugent Hopkins plays it back to Petrie as the Oilers complete a change. Petrie will give it to Ferentz, the captain. To the opposite corner. Leonard behind the net, sweeps it around the boards, and it comes to Bobby Ryan on the near side. Can't get it out though. Ferentz is there. Andrew Ferentz lost it, and Hoffman back the other way. Hoffman snaps a shot that goes off the stick of Jeff Petrie up into the netting.
Earlier, you were talking about your brilliant athletic touch football career. You know, speaking of athletic careers, have a look at this. The Eastwood Midget Toros from the 82-83 season. Look at it. Oh, my goodness. Gene Principe has not changed a bit. Look at how smiling and happy you are out on the outdoor rink, Gene.
7th defenseman on a 6th defenseman team. Nobody opened and closed that door, but on the theme of teammates, guys there that I played with back then still hang out with 30-some years later.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Still smiling after all these years, big boy.
Absolutely. A career on the ice that led right to the broadcast booth. That's what the scouts said. Klinkhammer with Gazdic and Gordon. Luke checked by Legwan, and he gets the puck to Pajot. Pajot chips it down the ice. Marincin gets there first. He takes a hard hit. Marincin got knocked down there by Bobby Ryan. Spain had it caught up in his skates. Marincin drops it behind the net for Klinkhammer. He takes a bump from Ryan as well. Spain. And that's going to be icing as he split Gazdic and Lander.
We're talking about teammates, you know, and for a personal note from me, I owe a couple of guys my career in the NHL. That man right there, George Kingston, Bob Murdoch to the left. George, the first coach of the San Jose Sharks, saw something in me that maybe nobody else saw. I couldn't have asked for a better teacher, a better coach, a more honorable man. And Dave King was the man that taught me how to analyze a hockey game. I worked for Dave 3 different times in my life, most recently at Hockey Canada when he was head coach of the national team. And you know, when you have guys like that teaching you, you have men who have coaching coaches, men of honor like that, boy, I was a very, very lucky guy younger in my days.
And now Gene Principe and I are your teammates.
You're my mentors now.
You're in trouble, kid.
Those two guys, they taught coaches how to coach hockey.
Dave Cameron likes what he sees from his club right now. A 5-2 lead with 10:09 left to go in the third period. A team that is desperate for wins. They're 11 points out of a wild card spot right now. They've got 52 points on the season. They're going to have to rack up some W's.
And when you saw Dave Cameron right at the start, we told you Dave Cameron's story about teammates, but you saw him right at the start, first shift. He was on his guys, talking to his guys and trying to get things going for the Ottawa bench. That was the first whistle. He is all about bringing your emotional level up to play the game, and you saw it early in this game from the Ottawa Senators.
Named head coach on December the 8th. And Don Lander as it get by him. Carlson backhands it, and it comes right to Bachman. That will let the Senators get a change in as Lander brings it in to the middle for Pouliot. Benoit Pouliot. Button hook. Being watched by Mafat. Pouliot from a sharp angle. Carlson. Watch the defense. Throws it towards the net. There is Lander to make the save. Bobby Ryan on the far side. He can't get it by Pakarinen. Iiro Pakarinen to the near side. Ferrin pinching. Now the Senators will move it. And it's Bobby Ryan who gets to the red line and just sends it slowly down the ice. Benedict got it to Ryan. Bobby Ryan trying to make a move around Yakupov, and Yakupov stopped him. Back to the point it comes. Drive a long shot. Rebound for Ryan. And he couldn't get the shot away. Bachman was flying across in case that puck came towards him.
Andrew Ferentz provided a little bit of defensive help there as well. A desperate time near the Oilers' net.
36 shots for the Senators, 22 for the Oilers. Derek Roy moves to the middle, stops, can't get the shot away. He was surrounded by Hoffman and Borowiecki. Hamilton is pinned against the boards. We talked about Chris Neal, the news getting worse, a fractured thumb. He is out indefinitely. Stone with a steal. He'll give it to Turris. Turris from the corner. Kyle Turris to Mark Stone. Stone off of Derek Roy. And he comes to Clefbaum. Uses the glass and gets it by Cody Ceci. Ceci and Patrick Wiercott. Stone looking for the puck right up the middle, but Clefbaum closed on it. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, great pass to Eberle. Jordan Eberle, drop pass, personal long shot, and Robin Leonard makes the save, and he'll hang on to it. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, right here on the CBC and Sportsnet.
Eberle plays for Edmonton and used to play in Edmonton prior to his career with the Oilers. It's the Brick Hockey Tournament, summer of 2000. Eberle scored the game-winning goal in overtime for an all-star team from Vancouver. Yes, the presenters are our own Craig Simpson, as well as President of Hockey Operations Kevin Lowe. He was also on the all-star team, and what a team, the Vancouver Vipers, along with Eberle in the back row. The captain was Tyler Johnson from Tampa. The goaltender to the right is Martin Jones from LA, and in the back row as well, Travis Hamonic, a defenseman with the New York Islanders. No wonder they won the tournament.
I guess so.
Wow. That's an all-star group.
Jordan Eberle leads the team. that he's on right now in goals, assists, and points. Came into this game with a 3-game point streak. 4 points in those 3 games.
All the top points from the 2008 draft, and boy, what a list there. Erik Karlsson and Jordan Eberle both playing in this game, 15th and 22nd respectively.
7:44 left to go in the third period. Eberle with the puck now. Nugent Hopkins out in front. Eberle gets it again. Purcell with a shot. There's the save. The rebound cleared away by Weirkosh. Gets it to Condra. Condra and Chiasson. Condra to the middle. Lets the shot go. Chiasson crashed into Bachman. Play continues. Nugent Hopkins back the other way. Ryan Nugent Hopkins gives it to Teddy Purcell. Teddy Purcell. Hard shot. Under the save. Nugent Hopkins looking for the rebound. He'll give it to Purcell. Back up top for Eberle. That was intercepted by McCulloch, who got it to Condra. Eric Condra slowly works his way in. McFott throws it towards the net. Bachman the save. The rebound comes free and is picked up there by Boyd Gordon. Gordon flipped that puck up high, and Gazdic was waiting for it to come down. Pajot chips, and that kid can chase because he'll go right back after it. Not the biggest guy in the world, 5'9", 175 pounds. He is 3 inches taller than Drew Remenda.
Much faster. Much faster.
McCulloch chips it in. Clefbaum will go back and get it. Clefbaum checked by Pajot, who's right on the Edmonton Oilers blue liners.
Can't take time to dust the puck off of it still. Jean-Gabriel Pajot, because he gets right on top of it.
Hoffman with it now. Hoffman spinning to try and get away from Lander. Pajot again there to keep the puck in, and now it's finally chipped down the ice, and the Oilers will get a change. As Hoffman goes back to get it, no icing. Just over 6 minutes. Regulation time here in the third period. The Senators looking for the season sweep. They defeated the Oilers 4-3 in overtime back in November. Great opportunity, great goal by the guy that won the game back in November. It is Mike Hoffman getting the goal to make it half a dozen for the Ottawa Senators.
Go all the way back into the Ottawa Senators zone. Bringing the puck up. And you've got time, you've got numbers. That's exactly what Dave Cameron told Gene Principe. Puck goes deep, but Bobby Ryan gets there right away to the board. He wins the battle to the boards, and numbers to the net for the Ottawa Senators. There's Bobby Ryan. There's a 2-on-1 created at the net. Zibanejad doesn't waste time. Gets up ice. Mike Hoffman gets up ice. And Richard Bachman is all out of help in front of the net. What a pair of hands by Mike Hoffman.
Zibanejad and Ryan get the helpers at 14:07.
Edmonton Oilers are getting a penalty for, I think they're upset here. They thought this was going to be an icing play. You saw the dump in from the wide side, but Bobby Ryan won that race to the puck. Now you see the Keith Acton talking to the linesman. It was one of those icings where it's going to start on one end of the ice and go to the other side, so that's why there was maybe the delay from the... So, puck is going to get dumped in as the play goes back into the Ottawa Senators zone. They take their time, they regroup, they set up, they get all the numbers back. This play doesn't make the line, the red line. Why? It doesn't matter why, but it's going to go from one side of the ice to the other side of the ice, and there is the complaining from Mark Fane. There's the unsportsmanlike. There's the 10-minute misconduct, and bang, he's out. And that's the linesman making that call. And the linesman did not like hearing what Mark Fane had to say, but the argument from the Edmonton Oilers was, why wasn't that icing? And Keith Acton explaining it to Todd Nelson, saying it started on one side, ended up on the other, and Ottawa was there first.
Jordan Eberle is in the penalty box, and the Ottawa Senators on their second power play of the game. They are 1 for 1. Milan McCulloch got things started at 7:18 of the first period with his 5th power play goal of the year. Stone with it now. He'll give it to Turris. Turris back to the point. Karlsson. Weirkosh. Puck was on end. Gets it to settle down. Stone behind the net for Turris. Kyle Turris. Checked by Fane and finished off by Pouliot. 38 shots for the Ottawa Senators. Mike Hoffman now has 19 goals, came into this game, tied for second among rookies in goals. He's got 3 against the Oilers this season. Carlson, a wrist shot deflected by McCulloch, and a good save by Richard Bachman. McCulloch building for the hat trick, and also his 4th point of the afternoon. Carlson takes his time. He'll give the puck to Ryan off his skate. Ferris trying to get there ahead of Ryan. Ryan gets it to Legwand, back to Wiercott. Now to Carlson. Carlson back to Wiercott. Wiercott fires a shot through traffic, and that one gets deflected wide as well. Carlson picks it up on the half boards. Erik Karlsson. He'll go cross ice to David Legwand. Legwand feeds it back to Wiercott. Quickly to Carlson. Fakes the shot. Carlson hangs onto it. Legwand goes in front. Another cross ice pass, so there is Ryan snapping a one-timer wide. Carlson has it again. Bobby Ryan back to Wiercott. Quick down Broadway, scores. David Legwand was in front as Wiercott let that go. And the Ottawa Senators have 7. And their 2nd power play goal of the afternoon.
You see the will gone from the Edmonton Oilers. They're there, but the Ottawa Senators have just got this puck on a string, and they're controlling every aspect of this game now. The shot from the point, but it's just the puck's just moving around. The Senators are keeping it on the outside with poise, with patience, but no real pressure from the Edmonton Oilers. Check out, little tip in front. Boy, that is tough to do. David Legwand, who owns pretty much every record in Nashville, is his choice of the Nashville Predators. Move over to Ottawa, and he gets one right there. That is a pretty nice looking power play.
David Legwand came into the game without a goal in his last 10. And the Senators have a 7-2 lead as Legwand gets his 8th goal of the year and his 6th on the power play. Wiercott will pick up the helper. His 5th of the season. Schultz, long shot. Leonard steers that into the corner. And Bobby Ryan, the other assist on the goal by David Legwand at 15:59. Petrie fakes the shot. Petrie. Bakarinen shot, and that one is blocked before it could get through by Erik Condra. And he moves slowly over to the bench. That hurt.
Like that though, right? You like that from your guys. Erik Condra making the block even though he's up by 5.
Monday night, it's the 2nd episode of the hit Ascension with a surprise twist you won't want to miss. Watch Ascension Monday at 9 on CBC. Just over 3 minutes left to go here at the Canadian Tire Center. Game 1. Hockey Day in Canada. Brought to you by Scotiabank. Pajot pinned behind the net. Yakupov lost it. McCulloch has it. McCulloch, Pajot shot. That was blocked by Schultz.
Like that play. They like that. They're still doing that play.
Legwand throws it towards the net. Bachman makes the save. Mordietzky keeps it in on the far side. Petrie is tied up there by Legwand as the puck comes all the way to Yakupov. Gryba falling down. Good effort to keep it in. McCulloch. Pajot. Senators in control. As they look to snap a 3-game losing streak here at the Canadian Tire Center. Wiercott gets around Hamilton. Pass that went off Pajot. Pajot gets it right back to Wiercott. McCulloch is standing in front. Hamilton gathers it up. Hamilton moving in slowly with Yakupov. Leonard sweeps it around to the near side. Cody Ceci to Patrick Wiercott. Wiercott plays it off the glass. It comes to the middle, and Legwand's got it. Legwand will give it to Turris. Stops inside the blue line. Bachman leaves it there for Marincin. Martin Marincin to Derek Roy. Roy to Yakupov to Hamilton. Hamilton gets the puck deep. McBuck will get there first. Stone can't get it by Jordan Eberle. Eberle checked by Bobby Ryan. Eberle goes down. Lloyd comes in support. Bumped into there by big Mark Mafat. Eberle steals it just inside the blue line. That puck knocked down by a high stick.
There was a coach's change in Ottawa early in the season. Paul McLean relieved for Dave Cameron coming in. What you notice with the Ottawa Senators is a lot of feedback coming from all the coaching staff. And when you look at the feedback, it's all to the young guys. Guys like Curtis Lazar getting spoken to. Mike Hoffman getting talked to. And it's all about feedback. When you talk to coaches nowadays, when you say to them, what is it about the key to coaching? And they all say the same thing. It's all about communication. And you see the Ottawa Senators doing that with their guys, especially the young guys.
Under a minute left in this one. The Senators will see their record go to 22, 22, and 10. The Oilers 16, 32, and 9. McCulloch with 2 goals, so you know that's why he's on the ice right now. Eberle to Klefbom. Fires it towards the net. Goes wide. Pouliot keeps it in for Eberle. Senators will see Carolina come in here on Monday for Game 3 of a 5-game homestand. Carlson, side of the net. Erik Karlsson, McCulloch shot, and that one hit the side of the cage.
He called that. He was looking for number 9.
He still is. Out in front it comes, cleared away by Ferentz. And icing with 3.2 seconds to go.
Milan McCulloch is a 5-time 20-goal scorer, 6th overall in 2003, that great 2003 draft. And he is looking for number 3 on that one. Erik Karlsson trying to find him.
The Senators sweep the season series against the Edmonton Oilers. Just when everybody said that the Ottawa Senators needed to get their offense going, they do just that. The Oilers see a 3-game winning streak here at the Canadian Tire Center come to an end. The Senators crew get their offense in high gear.
Well, we wondered if the Pittsburgh game could be a jumping-off point for the Ottawa Senators. 10 goals in the last 4 periods. It looks like maybe the puck luck has changed, and they're starting to go to the right places more often like Dave Cameron.